I want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of the business. I'm curious about fundraising and how you guys find it. Is it easy? Is it difficult? I mean, which you guys can, whoever wants to take it can take it first.
It's easy. It's difficult. It's easy. It's really hard. It totally depends. I feel like funding is, I don't know, it's like the biggest game ever. But early on, you need to figure out how to prove that your idea has merit and that you have merit as a founding team and that you have traction. And all of a sudden, you just keep working at it. And even though we had a little bit of money very early on, we had this bootstrap mentality. We just knew what we're trying to do is really hard. So we have to make this money go as far as we possibly can because we don't know how long it's going to take to get, more than a couple $100,000, and we're trying to build hardware and pass laws and get custom insurance policy developed, crazy things. And so we just kept ratcheting up a notch, and then we got really surprised when we finally got into TechCrunch Disrupt. They said no 3 times, and we're like, come on, let us in. They're like, it's so amazing what you're doing, but we already covered you. We were like, no, that was a presentation on a thought piece, and we're not, never been live. We told you not to cover us. We refused the interview, and you cannot just rule us out because of this. So somehow we got to pitch Heather, and she liked it, and then we got in as one of the 30 finalists. This is New York last year, and so then we get to finals. We're like, this is crazy. It was going so fast. Then we won, and we not only won the $50,000 grand prize, but we won the People's Choice, which no one's ever done that, and Arrington almost said we couldn't have both awards. But it was really weird because we were working away, raising our seed round that whole time, and we raised a really good amount of money, a couple $1 million at that point, which is a very big seed. And then everyone and their mother wanted to give us money. They're like, just take it. People were mailing us checks, and we'd never even talked to them. We're like, who is this? Should we take this? What's going on? So it's so bizarre because I feel like, luckily it's only going, it seems to be going well from there, but at any point, it's, especially because we're doing a lot of innovation. I've talked to every single, pretty much venture capitalist on, in Silicon Valley, and half of them were like, this is really great, but I can't get my partners around it. And, so even once you're doing really well and you get a lot of awards and you get a lot of traction, still I find some people just won't invest. So you never know how it's going to go, and luckily we've since raised a nice Series A, and but there's always the next round, and so you always have to be planning for that. And we've been very selective in which investors we took in, and I think that's really important because we knew this is a big idea, and we want people who understand it might take 5, it might take 10 years till this is really successful, but we are really committed to making it happen. And we want all of our investors, I think I can say, are kind of diehards. They're our cheerleaders. They share their cars. They're involved, and that's definitely something we've looked for. And I've seen other companies just, obviously anyone you can get to invest is great because it's money, but you want to pick people who are really going to add value on top of just being dollars. So I feel so fortunate to have all the investors that I get to work with.
Yeah, I think the way you talked about it is right. I think, a lot of artists and filmmakers talk about, they come from such a place of scarcity and desperation. And you're not going to get any money that way. And I just, I feel like I'm giving other people an opportunity. That is really the way I come at it. With the Webbies, with corporate sponsors, you get to be a part of the Webby Awards. And, we had $500,000 sponsor from Intel, and I would go in there and be like, you're going to associate yourself with the best brand, like the Olympics of the internet at the time. But usually they were men in marketing departments. And I'm not saying that in any other way, but there was a lot of rotation at the tech companies. I would work with someone, and then the next year it was someone totally new. I had to resell it. And I so much prefer with my films because I have funders and investors that have been with me now for 8, 9 years. And I really try to set everyone's expectations. I mean, obviously people are not into documentaries for making oogles of money. A lot of my investors want to make social change, but they want to make, you know, a return on their investment. For Connected, I could have gotten, there was a whole bunch, I presented at an investment group, and a lot more people wanted to come in than I had capped it at $500,000. And the reason I capped it is because I knew I could make that back, and they would all be happy, and I didn't want to take, it would have been great to take more, but I didn't want to take more than I felt comfortable through my experience that we could make. So I'm so glad that we capped that now, because we're gonna, you know, we're doing really well with Connected. And, you know, when I was younger, I took money from investors and promised return on it. I mean, you know, you're not if anyone's investing in a film, you should be like, you're never gonna get your money back. You're doing it for the sex appeal of being investing in a film. You get to come to film premieres. Do not think you're gonna get your money back. And then if they do, it's great, but that's not normally why people are investing in film in the Bay Area. So I really feel like I have just wonderful funders, and I don't look at them as like something I have to do. Like, funders are part of that team. They're that advisory team. Like, they're the ones who are psyched when you get into Sundance, or you share your victories, and when you're challengers, they're the ones who go to and like, oh my God, I'm changing the course of my film, I'm changing path, what do you think? Like, they're in, they've got skin in the game, and they need to be your team. So I think it's like you're building your dream team. And the funders are part of that dream team, so it's like, who gets to be on your dream team? Not who's gonna fund me. It's just a totally different way to look at it. And then people wanna come to you if you come from that perspective, instead of from, I need funding, I need money. It's like, no. They get to be part of Get Around, or whatever, your book, your project, whatever it is. They're the ones who get to be part of something.